Okay. This is I can't wait for it. And today, somebody asked me to take a look at a stock to see what it was going to be long term, and it kind of opened. I saw something that spoke to me, and so to give you a little bit of background story, I have acquired savant syndrome. I had a traumatic brain injury 6 years ago. 11 staples in the back of my head. I woke up one day not myself, and I found myself being able to paint portraits near realism on a large scale, where I couldn't draw or paint before that. Well, I thought that was what it was all about. That was my talent or whatever. And then my financial situation got pretty bad, and I needed to find a way to support myself. And I started looking at charts, and I found that they were speaking to me the same way that the art was speaking to me, and the fact that it was like, look at this, and like my brain sees things and it correlates with other things, and it's telling me to put them together. And so I put them together, and weird things happen. Like I find things that are just weird, that just don't really make sense, but they work. And so that brought me to this. And so I started looking at this chart, and I'm not going to say the name of the chart. I'll just tag you in it, because I want it to be an instructional video, tutorial, and I can't name the stocks and stuff like that, whatever. But you can see it's up there. um, so my thing is what if you could take and measure the price action as it's going down and come up with a measurement of how far it should go down? And then what if you could do the same thing as it goes up? And so I've already measured off some of these, and just to kind of, because there's not enough time for me to do all the price action on this chart, to prove to you that it works, and then manually do each one. So you'll have to bear with me. But if I take the highs of the price action as it comes up and it drops down below it. And so this is where there's some human error that can be involved in this, but you can come really close to getting a gauge on where it's going to go. And so, if you kind of give yourself a 10% buffer there, like, oh, well, I'm at that area where, 10% from where I marked it, where it should go down to, I should look for a way out. Kind of look at it like that. Then that'll help resolve any of that human error, because you have to be very selective of which one of these that you pick. And so what I try to do is I try to pick the ones that are, like I said, that pop up above the ones to the left and drop down to the ones to the right. And so what you do is you take your first candle and you stick it to the highest point underneath the candles without going past the bottom of the candles of this downtrend. And so that would be this part right here is the highest point, because everything else is lower, so you can see it. And then what I did was I draw a trend line that comes down to show where this trend stops. And it stops here in this area right here. And so what I want to do is I want to take these highs, and you have to make sure you try to get them as close together without overlapping, or else it's going to mess up the measurement in a big way. And so just to make sure, yep, I'll just move that back up one. Take this one, put it there, and then take this one and bring it here. But let me just double check this is not. Yep. And it helps if you just expand this, it makes it easier to see where they're overlapping or not overlapping. There. And then this one here. And now if I draw a line, let me just make sure it's not overlapping. There. If I draw a line from here over, the overlapping can cost you like $5, $10, $15. Bam, to the penny. To the penny. Look at it. Oh my God. I can't make this stuff up. Look at it. You know? And so if you can be very selective about finding the right ones, you can predict where this price action is going to go, and almost to the penny. And so if I take this one here and then I put it on the lowest spot on the mark on this movement right here, because it pops up over there. So this would be right there. And then I want to make sure I get all of this right here. It could be why I was off a little bit. And there. And put it there. Come down one notch. There. And then take this one. I'm going to shrink this up a little bit. I'm just going to make it a little bit harder to see. Okay, there. I'm gonna put this one up right there. This one, I'm gonna put it right there. Close this gap a little bit. I'm leading up to something. I'm gonna show you where this price action is showing where it's gonna go after I'm done doing this, because this is just gonna give me practice of doing what's supposedly right, and then hopefully I pick the right ones on the last one to show what's supposedly going to happen coming up. And so I firmly believe that everything you need to know in the market is going to be right there in the price action. And so I'm missing one. Oh, there's one there. I don't think that's going to do it. And then let's see, say it's not that one. It could be this one right here. So the ones that I felt were insignificant because other ones around it going up, I didn't select. And that could be because, I just kind of felt like they weren't um, significant enough. And I don't like, see, that one doesn't even break the high. It's like kind of falls into the trend. But this one does. That little guy right there. All right, so now if I do this, which I've already probably picked too much anyways, but there's that. Take this one up here too. That. And I grab this little guy right here. What else? The only one I didn't take was this guy right here. I'll put that one there. All right. That might not be to the T, but it is scarily close. And I'm missing like this one little insignificant one next to like another one that's bigger or something like that. But look at that. I mean, come on. It don't get any better than that. So I'm trying to make this so I don't run over time here. But so let's say I take this one and I put it right there to the bottom of that candle. I put this one here, and I guess I need to draw my downward angle. Where does this start to change? Oh, wait. I remember this one. Because it's such a big run up, I did it from there across there and there. Okay, so don't ask me why. I don't know. That's why. There. I want to see where we're at. I think that does it. So the thing with this drop is that you can't go past 0. We can't go negative because it just doesn't go negative. So you come up with a negative figure and it's going to go above it, obviously. So this is just going to split the difference, 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 all the way until it's like, it's gone into this like little BB of like price action going in a straight line. But I mean, that pretty much gets it. This one obviously is not going to matter because it's already past that point. But this actually, I think, is the structure, the flat area that we're measuring that's breaking this downtrend. And so then what happens next is this area here. And so there's not, it looks like when you look at it at first, there's not a lot of information right here. But if you start expanding it to give it some depth, this is what I see. I see price action moving at an angle. So there's a change of character here. You got all these red candles coming down right here, and then you have this one pointing up away from all the other ones, and then this blue indecision candle, and then you have another blue candle with a wick that comes up, and then another blue or indecision with a wick that comes up even higher to make that angle. And so that's, at first that's odd, but they're all three right there in a row. And then there's a gap, and then there's a red candle that gaps up here, starts up here, runs up to complete this angle, and then starts dropping to come down here. And then you have this blue candle that runs all the way up here, completely out of the norm from all the other candles around it to hit this angle way up here. And if I put a ray right here connecting the tops of these candles, boom, I have an angle going up. And so that is the start of your uptrend. And it's saying this is where price action is going. So now how far is it going to go up? Well, here's how you figure it out. If this is the start of the uptrend right here, then we start measuring the candles after that area, right? So this is my initial high. Then I measure this guy, just the highs around that are standing out above the ones around it, all right? And I don't know if I count those little ones in the middle there. Maybe I do because they're so far apart from all the other ones. So I take these right here, and then I take this guy here, and then the next one is this little guy right here. And then that should give me my high. And so then I take and put this in the low of my price action, which is going to be right here. That's my low. Be safe. All right. Oops, I keep messing this up. Sorry. So I'm going to put that on top there. I'm going to put this one on top of that one there. And then trying to grab these. Nope. Make this bigger so I can grab it. Okay. Put that up there. Put that up there. Put that up there. And then put that up there. And that should be it. And so then we have, and it doesn't matter if it runs past this line because we're going to draw a line across to meet that line to see where they intersect. There. And then now I draw my ray across. get it flat. There, 7.95. And I'm sure there's one in here that might make it up to 8. Yeah, I don't know if I took that one right there, but I probably should have. Just in case. Let's stick that right there. And so we got 7.95. And just in case I missed that one, then 8.27 or 8.22 or 8.2 something. Boom. That's it. Now, I just freehanded those lines, so I mean, I could have picked the wrong ones. I mean, I don't know. I might be off. So give yourself 10%. Say if it gets to 750 or if it gets to $7, that's where I'm gonna that's where I'm anticipating this to go. Take my profits in this area right here. And so I'll put a price target there at $7. Oops. Yeah. Adjust this again. Boom. Boom. And that's it. And that's taking price at that's the highs and measuring them out, sticking them on top of each other, and that should give you your run up. And so every time it prints a new one above it, you have to stick it on top of this to give yourself a high. But you see how this is all before it ran up. So I mean, you're like, well, if I'm doing it while it's moving up, then I'm not going to get the movement. No, you haven't gotten the big movement yet. You'll know when you get the big movement, because it'll pop up and go. But every time you get a normal high like this, you just add it to it. But anything past the point of wherever your initial starting point is, just change the color on it. So like let's say it was this one, then from here on out, make it orange. You know, so that way, if this is just the start, like that candle is the start of a bigger run up, then you know that you can just add to this one right here and not double overlap on the ones that are there. So, anyways, I can't wait for it. This is taking price actions highs, coming down and up to predict the trend, and hopefully that helps. Happy trading. If you got any questions, comments, or you want me to look at anything else, want me to follow up on another combo, or see something else that I see, or just whatever, you just want to point me in this ticker that you want to take a look at, let me know in the comments below. Please like and follow, because that's going to help me decide to keep doing this. And I appreciate you guys. See you on the next one. And again, thanks again.